Let's talk about excitement as an emotion and why we should always remind ourselves to be mindful of it. Excitement is largely considered to be a good and helpful emotion, and understandably so. But I think that take is too one sided to be that generally accepted. You get, because it's in a state where we don't really think about anything excitement related. When it comes to your mind, 80 to 90% of your perception of it is positive. Like nothing wrong can come from this feeling that I have. And it's even not, it feels, even for me, when they talk about if it feels kind of wrong inside my body, trying to speak against it. But I think that is part of that, just goes rather to show how deep we are in the perception of it as positive constantly. I don't think anything is constantly positive. I think it's largely dependent on the scenario at hand. One thing could be positive in one scenario and negative in another. So I'd like to speak to excitement and just shine some light on the ways that it can, bring about negative outcomes, and why I would want to pay more attention to it, be more mindful of it, and the ways that it influences our lives. Now, while excitement usually accompanies good news or the anticipation of good news, it can also be the reason why we make some very terrible decisions. It can be the underlying factor that made us make a terrible decision. One that in the moment just seemed like the perfect thing to do. But down the line, when you trace them back to the origin story of that your decision making, you go begin to say, okay, it started from this moment, and in that moment you see that your decision making in that period was largely influenced by the fact that you were excited. There was no serious speculation or thinking into the decision making, and it's very often the forebearer of terrible decision making, depending on the person. Now consider romantic relationships, for example. 90% of the time, the beginning of those relationships, they start with a lot of good feelings, a lot of excitement. There's a lot of positive emotions, body they sweet you. You meet this new person, you're getting to know them. Because they are new, everything you're learning about them is just exciting. So you're filled with excitement. But at least half of those relationships still don't work out. And as I talk about say no work out just now, I can't begin think about the fact, say, even if you no work out, in most cases we they get to learn from the relationship. So at the end of the day, maybe not be really bad decision. Say we decide to enter that relationship, even though we know give a lot of thought to them. That's one argument we can make for excitement. But another angle is that this is something that I often say to the people that I meet, right? There are certain lessons that you need to learn through a relationship, right? Something you've not learned before. But there are other relationships with other people where before you get into the relationship, before you say yes, before you commit to it, just getting to know the person, you can see beforehand that, okay, this one is not going to work out. You can just, foresee what the issues are going to be. But excitement can easily stop us from seeing those things, accepting those things. Excitement might very well just make us feel like, yeah, I see these things, but if I feel this good inside my stomach right now, maybe something good will come out of it. Maybe this is not going to turn out like the last relationship. Maybe it's not going to end like the last one. Maybe these things when I see if it happen, these challenges, maybe we're not going to really face those things. Maybe I'm just being overly skeptical, right? So that's one way where like say excitement fee negatively influence our decision making. But this one, they more direct in that the place where the excitement they come from, now the same place where you they make decision about, at the same issue where you they make decision about. But they also influence our decision making in other ways. And this one they a lot more subtle in that the excitement they come from an entirely different issue, entirely different side of your life, different area of your life. And then you they make decision about a different area of your life, right? say maybe they make decision about relationship, and you don't really know, you already feel like this person will feel not really gel like that too. You get, but you see they check out the person, you see they get conversations with the person, so they're very sure. And then maybe you get this update from work, say they just give you raise or they just promote you. So you get this overwhelming feeling of excitement from this other aspect of your life now. And for all the other areas of your life, you they almost give everything free pass. Like everything can come, you they do impromptu shopping, right? In times like that, it is very easy to make a lot of wrong decisions. I dey feel like I know they get very, very strong, emotionally charged examples to give for this particular topic, but I guess we'll go make do with what we get. But I hope so now they understand with how they try talk. Where body just they sweet you because something nice happens to you, and then you can't just let go on the other aspects of your life, right? You get serious decisions to make, life changing decisions to make, and they give them serious thought again, because in that moment you're happy, right? And you just make the decisions on the fly as quickly as possible. Now the question when I dey ask on this matter now, will our decision making be better in times like this? So times when we dey excited, if our decision making go dey a lot better if we learn to wait for the excitement to pass. So we wait out the excitement, allow, experience dance, swim for inside the excitement, ride the excitement for as long as it lasts, but allow them to pass before we make life changing decisions. When you get excited, you dey feel this overwhelming rush of adrenaline. At that time, you dey jump for people back because you get way too much energy inside you, all coming from these positive emotions, this positive news, right? So my question shey we go dey make better decisions if we dey allow this excitement to pass before we make those decisions? And I think the answer na yes. Over the years, I don't learn to just pause, to just relax in moments like that. It's not just even when I'm excited, it's the same for when I'm sad too. In moments like that, when I dey feel emotions where they push me to one extreme, whether extremely sad or extremely happy, I dey learn to just pause in those moments, right? So for when I'm excited, I could just do random things where they in that frame of that spectrum rather of emotion, that's emotional spectrum. So it will be time for breaks, it will be time for entertainment, for movies, those kind of things. I could just ride that emotion, ride that excitement, to do all those things. That could last for a day or 2 days or 3 days. I go ride them, but I not go make any life changing decisions in that time. You get, if I be done they think about something, maybe my faith, for example, a friend, strong relationship, strong friendship, for example, a prospective partner, a relationship, for example, an investment, for example, I no go decide yes or no in that moment, during that period when I did very excited, because as body they sweet me, so I feel like the luckiest person on the planet, and so I'll come buy into an asset in that moment because I dey feel like everything they on my side right now, and so I go buy into the asset only to watch the thing plummet over time. So I don't learn to wait, and that my approach to excitement. That na how I dey manage excitement. I just dey wait am out, enjoy am. I could binge watch a movie, but I won't make any decisions. When I'm out of it, I go bring out those important decision making. That's when I'll make them. And that's that for excitement. These ideas, though, are from personal experiences and observation. My personal experiences and observations. Things when I don't try. This is not the approach for managing excitement when I see they help the most for my life. So feel free to experiment with these ideas, document your experiences as you dey try them out, and then maybe even tweak the ideas a bit, or even a lot, as long as you dey tweak them in ways where they in alignment with your soul. I know they say in alignment with our head, because the head they sort of swamped in a lot of societal ideologies, but the soul they aligned with wetin dey true and wetin dey true forever, wetin don dey true for the longest time, even before we know ourselves. So tweak the ideas, but do tweak them in ways where they are aligned with your soul. My name now is Sas, and I will see you for the next video.